Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV and the Alliance raid Rabanastre? What was the city's name? The raid's name? The Royal City of Rabanastre. Now, this is not the first time I run this, because the Ivalice raids are actually pretty hard, and you can spend a lot of time lying in the dirt if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, these are no ordinary birds, the red chocobos. Because if you know Final Fantasy tactics, red chocobos are deadly. Something foul prevents our crossing, where it's numbing breath. You do not fear me, you will. Mateos the Corrupt. Rise, dark waters, and grant me strength. Goddess of Ice, be my blade. Now, ice slaves. To reduce the number. Ice becomes hotter than flame. You are branded for life. No, you don't freeze us. Come on. Freeze, dark water. Steal my body. Steal my resolve. And where's the safe place? Or relatively safe forever? In this corner. Okay. That's actually random. They can be in any, well, quadrant of a, or however you want to call it, of an arena. Let the ichor flow, let it rebirth a mire that will drown mine enemies. Air bubbles. Toxin spreads through your body. And fools, you have not yet seen the limit of my reach. Ivalice gear looks honestly not all that great. And treasure hunters. with this crash. Oh, people. Oh. Yeah, there's the red chocobo using Meteor. Waking up all the mimics. Finally, we can carry on. My father mentioned the Empire using their might to put down the rebellions within the city. But this destruction is too widespread. What if that creature we fought earlier... Another of the twisted others. This is not the work of the Empire. Something is wrong here. Without order, creation is doomed to descend into chaos. I bring back order. You will kneel. Troll tower. And if you remember, or know what your Jimbo does in the Golden Saucer, that is that, and look where he's burning and go to the other side. Come on, tower. Resistance will be met with retribution. The land shall bury your screams. Come, a cleansing flame will seal all wounds. All right. More bandits. Despite the creatures we've encountered, I know not whether they are brave or foolish. Right, that's not all, that's and there's a pit. Jump! Welcome to the Dalmasca waterway. These tunnels are said to have existed since before the king of Dalmasca was born. As the city grows, channels are widened and new outlets dug. I would venture that some of the pools are so deep no one alive has seen their bottom. And here we are split in 3 groups, but it's really minor. You walk a different path, and I believe Group B's path, was it? Who had some inscriptions or something? Oh, there's one, by the way. Only in a leap will he prove his worth. Yeah, the other paths have more inscriptions, but they are similarly interesting. These runes. We are no longer in Rabanastre, my friends. This is Lesalia. The Lesalia of Ivalice legend. The creatures here are not mere beasts or void sent. The secrets that lie beyond must be once worth keeping. Rofocale. What army marches on Rofocale the Mesmer? Ill fortune befall all who dare gaze upon me. Ow. Crush weapons. Trample. Was that the... Yeah, that was the 8 figure. I walk the shadows. You will not see me until my lance is fixed. Your very soul. Okay. Careful, he rides around. Don't get trampled. The heavens tremble in my wake. Even the hound knows when to turn tail. You have a finger less. You are less than chattel. Careful, traps. Invisible, but still there. Trample. Pomp and circumstance. Yeah, the problem is with the traps, if you get hit by a trap, you are rooted and cannot move away out of the other AoEs. And that can be lethal here. Pomp and circumstance. Dark Gaius. Born of darkness, born of light. Need to interact with these annoying things. Drown in my darkness. What? Die a good death. Any doubts ahead of your participation in this rescue I have no longer. I was wrong to place mistrust and sit in my sister's judgment. Now let us continue on. I sense we are close to our goal. The air here feels wrong. Can't you sense it? Death awaits us in yon chamber. me that one.
Who dares disturb the slumber of Argath Fadalfos, rightful king of Ivalice? Descendants of House Beowulf? Then by my sword shall I banish your souls to the deepest hell! It is to be a fight, then. I am only too happy to oblige.
All right. Argyle.
Like sheep before the wolf. Truth from which you run.
Flee!
You will be judged.
You have to pay attention. Either he speaks of truth or of lies. If he says truth, you must do as he says. Namely, in this case, turn away.
You will be judged.
Or do the exact opposite of what he says. What your order is.
You are the blood to stain the circle. Does it grieve you to see the depths of your own weakness laid bare? Maggots!
Shades of emptiness.
You do not belong in my world. Step into nothing.
Yet to witness the oversights true, my
I am the lies upon which you sup.
Now, demon face, and he says to flee, so I stand still.
You will be judged.
No, this was obviously wrong.
The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is forfeit.
Temporary misdirection, that means I cannot... When I press a movement key, I walk in whatever direction the finger
blood to stain the circle.
shows, not where I want to walk.
I am Revelation!
This is it. Run away.
You will be judged. I am Revelation!
Nice. Look.
You will be judged. The world has no place for such wretches. Your claim to life is forfeit.
Now, where do we have to go? Over there.
the dog who bares his teeth before his master. The gods have no eyes for cattle. Like sheep before the wolf.
All right.
Where am I? This body. It is not my own. Oh, gods, what have I done?
Save me! Ramza! Save me!
The royal city of Rabanastre complete. Is that him? Where am I? Father? Ramza, and the Warrior of Light? Yes, I know you, but that you should come to my rescue? Words fail me. A poor playwright I must seem. The term you're looking for is thank you, upon which note I, Bagamnan, bounty hunter, do humbly thank you, Warrior of Light, for delivering me this fine gift. Now hand over the aura sight, unless you wish to see the desert sands turn red. And be quick! Gijuk here does not have the steadiest hands. That one. She will bring it to me. Yes, this is it. The Duma. To think we found it so close to Doma. The Duma of Doma. Huh? Enough, Bragi. We would not have our guest fingers under bread. You have what you want, you thieving lizards. Now unhand him. Of course, a Bunga is always true to his words. I will keep this, though. Father! You've only yourself to blame for this. If you mislike the thought, you could always blame the gods. Not that they are listening. Get up, fool, we're leaving. You're going to be alright. You cannot see to your father's thoughts here. Come on, we must get him back to the Prima Vista. Jeromes remains deep in slumber, but his breathing is steady and his fever has subsided. For now, all we can do is wait. I've sent word to Sid. I hope you don't mind. Alma, Ramza, can you ever forgive me? And you said, it was never my intention to put you into such trouble. I'm ever in your debt. You would have done the same for me, Jeromes. Besides, it was Serenia you went to all the trouble. If anyone deserves your thanks, it's her. He's right. I have done naught to deserve your kindness. Yet I'm its beneficiary nonetheless. So, if I understand correctly, you're saying Aurasight does not work to facilitate the possession of a living host by an icon, as was assumed to be the case with Giselle and the Archbishop, but rather absorbs the host's ether, its very soul, and somehow transforms it before returning it to the host's body. If that's the case, our Charlian allies will need to be informed immediately. But I suppose the real question here is, did you find what you came looking for? The legend would have us believe that the leader Hero, the commoner who would be king, was the sole hero of the Zodiac Brave story. But as I have discovered, there was another. Two others, in fact. Siblings whose roles faded from subsequent retellings of the story. A brother and a sister by the names of Ramza and Alma. Then, to prepare for this assignment, I pored over every published work on Ivalician legend I could lay my hands on, and nowhere did I find any mention of these siblings. But I did. I uncovered irrefutable evidence that the leader had a close companion named Ramza, who aided him in his rise to power. This in turn led me to Alma, and that I might never lose sight of the truth, I named my own children after these lost players. I'm sorry I never told you any of this, Sid, but you must believe me. Ivalice has never been a mere pastime of mine. It is, and forever will be, my calling, my purpose, my family's purpose. Go on. The world knows me as Jeromes Cen Lexendale, yet that is but my stage name. My true name is Araslam Durai. Countless generations past, it was my ancestor who penned the Durai Papers, an account on Ivalice and the War of Alliance, but details what truly occurred during that turbulent era. You're tired, father. Rest, I will continue. Long ago, an orphan by the name of Oran Durai crossed paths with both Ramza and the leader. After the leader's rise to power, Oran found himself in the service of a pauper become king. Following the War of Alliance, Oran believed the people of Ivalice had the right to know the truth of Ramzan's involvement and set about documenting his deeds. When the church learned of his intent, however, they branded him a heretic and had him burned at the stake. The Durai papers were never published, and any existing copies were gathered and sealed away in church vaults, the truth about Ivalice along with him. What was so damning that it would drive a church to do such a thing? The answer to that question can be found in this book, the only surviving transcript of my ancestors' chronicle, copied from an early draft and passed down for untold generations. With this, my father and I plan to reveal the truth and restore honor to my family's name. Forbidden Chronicles, a secret family legacy? Not that I doubt you, Jeromes, but how do you expect to convince people of all this when well nigh every soul in the realm believes Ivalice to be nothing but a bedtime story? By proving that it is anything but. And when people see that Ivalice was real, the rest will fall into place. That as simple as bringing forth a chronicle and submitting it for review, we would of course have done so long ago. But alas, it's not. The Durai papers you see are written in High Ivalician, an ancient tongue long extinct. My father, his father, and his father before him labored tirelessly to decipher this tome, and for want of other sources made only fitful progress. A word here, a phrase there. It wasn't until a recent expedition to Rabanastre turned up several well-preserved artifacts that we were able to translate a small portion of the papers. Then the diary stolen by the Banga bounty hunters? I'm afraid so. Everything we had learned of the language was contained in those pages. Then we're back to where we started. Not necessarily. We still have a transcript, as well as some few translated passages. And of course my father's impeccable memory. I've come too far to allow so simple a setback to deter me from my purpose. I will show the world the truth if it's the last thing I do. It is as Master Garland said, he's a man obsessed, and I fear Ivalice's grip on him will only grow tighter. Father was fortunate to escape Rabanastre with his life, and already he speaks of continuing his quest. Promise me you keep him safe, please. The oversight. Okay, Lena. After what I've seen here, I'm all but convinced that Ivalice exists. At least in some form. The problem will be gathering sufficient evidence to convince the thousands of scholars and historians who have based their careers on the presumption that it doesn't. Not that I've ever been one to shy from a challenge, especially when it means the story of a century. If you're in Serenia, then I'm in. If you're not in, well, I'm still in. Either way, you'll be hearing from me again soon. That much I promise. Okay, I think I end the episode here. Until next time, when we, well, play more Final Fantasy XIV. I am Ace, and don't get lost.